Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how I got fined $250 because of my roommate. And that's not a joke, I got fined that much because of him. And yes, I know I made a video ranting about my roommate only like a week ago, but again, I think I'm a little bit more justified now given the fact that I actually got punished financially because of that. And what did I get punished for in the first place? Because he was the one who smoked in the bathroom. Because about a week ago, I noticed, or not noticed, but I was like ensuring myself that I was going to like tell him soon to stop smoking in the bathroom because it was really fucking getting on my nerves at this point because he was doing it very often. I first noticed this about like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I wasn't complacent in him doing it because I hated when he did it in the first place. But like I let him I let him get away because I thought okay, I wasn't exactly sure what the rule was in the bathroom concerning like smoking. I knew that you can't smoke like in the dorm rooms themselves, but I wasn't sure how the bathroom applied to that because I thought, maybe you can wash that like awful fucking cigarette smell down, and you can also like wash down like the tobacco through the sink or whatever. And again, I thought like the connecting room was this sort of like gray area in the bathroom. And I know that does sound like an excuse, but it was legitimately what I thought. And funnily enough, this was the exact week that I was going to tell him to stop doing it. And I know a lot of people will not believe me when I say that, but it's true. Like, I was going to tell him this week, probably today or tomorrow, just fucking stop doing it. And what I should have done, and I realize this now definitely, is I should have just fucking told him, like, the week that I noticed that he was doing it in the first place. But I wasn't exactly sure, again, what the rule applied to the bathroom. Of course, now I know that you can't fucking do it in the bathroom, but I wasn't exactly sure how it applied back then. And also, I didn't want to seem like an asshole to my roommate. I pointed this out in my last video as the reason why I also didn't, like, tell him sooner. But, yeah, I didn't want to seem like an asshole and seem like I was, just fucking telling on him and just disliking him for what he was doing that he liked doing because I'm socially anxious. I'm a socially anxious fucking bitch, and I am like too afraid to tell somebody to say no. And I now realize that I need to fucking man up. I need to stop being a bitch and tell somebody fucking no. Like, I don't care if you don't like doing whatever you do or you're like addicted to it. You need to fucking do it somewhere else. Like, I know I said I was gonna like probably try to hold myself off from like getting angry. I'm sorry, I'm like doing these camera shakes as well. But, like, my God, man. What's even worse is I got fined the exact same amount that he did. I got fined the exact same amount. Now, granted I can appeal this, although the appeal will go directly to the dean of students, which is like fucking, it's like David versus Goliath out here. Like, that is like such a high bar to like appeal to him and actually convince him to not fine me, and actually convince him, because again, like, I was gonna tell him to stop doing it this week, and I know that if I tell him that, he probably won't believe me, but it's true. Like, it was getting on my nerves because I think he was doing it more and more and more often, like, as the weeks progressed. And like, my God, man, it's just a fucking nightmare. Like, this, need I remind you, this entire thing happened in the first place because my roommate that I was expecting to get for a month, I was talking to him, we were getting along well. No, he just didn't, he just wasn't my roommate all of a sudden. And a few days before I moved in, apparently my roommate got changed to this random ass guy, and he just came in. The person that I was expecting was this random ass guy, and he's just a roommate now. And I didn't even get notified that my roommate got changed all of a sudden. I think they fucking should have notified me on like the website where you signed up for housing that, maybe, oh yeah, your roommate got changed. It's just a slight little change. No, that's a huge fucking change. Like, why do they not notify me when this random ass person comes in out of nowhere on like the last few days of housing is open, and like the housing application is like open and due, that, I got changed. And not only that, what are the odds that the roommate that I got assigned to happened to be a smoker, and also smoked in the bathroom, and not only that, also get assigned to the exact same dorm hall that I got assigned to, the exact same floor, the exact same room? Like, what are the odds? What is the luck that he gets assigned to my exact room, again, to my socially anxious ass that is still getting accustomed to having a roommate in the first place. And I think this is kind of a deep-rooted issue within me, because I want to get a little bit more personal now. I am very socially anxious. That was the huge reason why I didn't want to tell an RA or him himself in person to stop doing it. Because as I said, I'm afraid of telling people no. I'm afraid that, I'm going to offend them or like get them to dislike me because I tell them to stop doing something that they like doing. And I know that's really stupid, like maybe to some people, but it just is what I think now. Like, I realize now, again, I need to man up. I need to stop thinking like that. I need to actually tell people no whenever I do not like something that they are doing. Because, again, it's not like I was complacent in what he was doing. It's not like, oh, I'm fine with it. No. As soon as he started doing it, and like as soon as I noticed that awful fucking cigarette smell, I hated it. But again, I was just too afraid to tell him to stop doing it. Because I was afraid he was just going to dislike me from now on and sour our relationship even more than it already was. And again, I think this is a little bit more personal. Not only does this relate to my social anxiety, but also my communication, I think. Because I think a few years ago, I know I say this all the time, but I think when I was younger, I was a lot better at communication. Not only just talking to people, but also just making videos and making commentary and knowing what to say. And I think ever since I moved, because I moved to a kind of remote location where not a lot of stuff happens, it is pretty quiet. And now that is like a benefit because, it's not as nearly as loud as it is here. And I can actually get a good night's rest a lot of the time, which is a good thing. But as I said, I just find it hard to fit in ever since I moved to like my hometown. And that's the main reason why I think my communication skills and why I have just become more and more socially anxious over the past few years. Because again, I just have had less exposure to people. I have had less friends, way less friends than I did back in my hometown or not in my hometown, but before I moved, because that's where I grew up, and then we moved and all that. And like, again, like I just think ever since then, my communication and my anxiety has gotten like way worse since then. So yeah, like as I said, this is just a fucking nightmare. As I said before, I did submit a application to change my room, and I cannot wait for a response from that like any sooner. I pray to God like I get accepted for that. I still haven't. Unfortunately, I don't know if I will. I really hope I do, though, because, yeah, this is, like, unacceptable. Again, I know I can appeal it, and I know that some of this is my fault, and I should have told them away sooner. But again, because I am socially anxious, and because I am afraid to just talk to people and say kind of no at all, that is the main reason why I just didn't tell anybody sooner about this issue. And I know that may sound like an excuse to some people, but that is the truth. Like, I really am socially anxious. I am afraid to say no to people because I'm afraid of what people think of me. I'm ashamed to say that because, you should not be afraid of what other people think of you. You should do what you like doing. Like, that is what you should do in the first place. And again, this fucking thing is a nightmare. Like, I hate this shit, man. Again, what are the odds that the roommate that I get just so happens to be one that smokes very often and also just decides on a whim to just start smoking in the bathroom, like all of a sudden, like, bro, like, oh my fucking God. And again, just gets assigned to the exact same dorm, the exact same fucking floor, the exact same room as me, just out of luck, just the universe is just making me the most unlucky person alive, apparently. Like, my God, man. Like, okay, that's it. I will see you guys later. As I said, I'll try to appeal this. Hopefully it goes through. Hopefully it works and I don't get fined. But I do think it's kind of bullshit that I do get fined this much in the first place. Again, the exact same amount that my roommate does when he was the one that did the fucking bad thing. Like, come on, man. But yeah, that's basically it. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.